what causes the largest humanitarian crises that we have today. So Yemen is #1 in the world, and it is a man-made crisis, and the children are the ones who really bear the brunt of it. So what UNICEF can do is that we can try to keep all the populations alive, we can try to keep them nourished, we can try to make sure that they get their early vaccines, because if we can keep disease at bay, then we have a chance to save the populations. We can try to keep them in school, but it's always difficult, especially if schools and hospitals are targeted and they're bombed, and as a result, there is no school, or there is no water system or sanitation system. They're the sorts of things that we take for granted in the developed world. But one cannot take them for granted in places like Yemen. So UNICEF works very hard on water systems because clean water is the #1 commodity that you need if you're a family, if you're a mother wanting to cook dinner, or if you are a child who needs a drink. To have clean water that will not sicken a child is extremely important. So we work in all of those sectors. So UNICEF can actually do a lot, and we're a very big player in both Yemen and in Syria because of the children. It has been a great credit to the country of Bangladesh that they have managed to allow 700,000 refugees to come into the Cox's Bazar area. It's one of the poorest districts in the country. But this camp, this city, does not have the ability to have a proper school system. So there is not an education curriculum that works for all children at all ages. So you will see children between the ages of 15 and 24 who are not in school. And that is very difficult. They are not learning skills. They're not enrolled in a class. I think Bangladesh and Cox's Bazar and Myanmar, they're at a crossroads now. We need to help as a world. We are working very hard on the humanitarian needs. So I was there during the dry season. The moment the rains come, this will become a sandy, muddy mass. Houses that are just barely built as shanties with a bit of bamboo and plastic sheeting on top. They're in the ravines, they're built in the gullies. This will be very difficult for all of them to navigate. So getting food, water, cooking gas, the ability to have latrines and to have all the capacities of this camp working is going to remain very difficult. We have to think of ways that we can help them. So the nonprofit community, as you rightly say, can really be part of this. The news media are essential partners so that the world does not forget them. They are a stateless people, and they are without a status. So with that, it means that we need to find a solution. UNICEF and China are a long story. We've been working in China for the past 40 years in close partnership in many places in the country and on many subjects. There's one program that they call the Barefoot Village Program, in which there are community workers who go out in very poor and underserved communities and help. But we've also helped in education, and we've been part of the group of friends who have watched with great respect and admiration the number of Chinese people who've been brought out of poverty. So you have a remarkable story in China, and UNICEF has been a friend through it all. So whether it is with the Belt Road Initiative, or whether it is in humanitarian foreign assistance programs, or whether it is in public-private partnerships, or whether it's with foundations or nonprofit organizations, we're open to all of it. And we would look forward to working many more years together in much larger, more substantive ways.